Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program where everything is up for discussion. It is great to be back behind the microphone and in front of you guys. And if you're joining us for the first time, you got me, Jeff, alongside the lady who has been around the world as a paranormal investigator on an international hit television show. She is also a published author. And most recently, the Shannon Cakes, which distributes confectionery crack around central Massachusetts. I'm talking about none other than my co-host, Shannon Sylvia. How are you, honey?
The crack dealer.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I've missed this. I missed Mr. Peeps.
We're back.
Peeps. How have you been?
Another commitment in my life I have to obligate.
You've been okay without this? It's been quite a while.
I was getting spoiled not having to write for the show, but we're good. Good. I mean, nothing against you. It's just it's a commitment.
It's not you. It's me, right?
It's all right. I can do this once a week. I can. So I've missed you guys.
We
still have a ton of giveaways too. We should probably do that tonight. We'll talk about it when there's a commercial. But it's been good. I mean, we needed a break. We had to do some renovations. We kind of had to have a break, guys. Sorry.
So that is the reason we have been gone, and we are now back. We did some studio renovations that have been long coming. Some of the stuff, let's say, was from the mid to late 90s. So just want to take a second to thank Mike Mancuso, who did a fantastic job, a craftsman, if you will, who came in and really shaped us up here. Looks fantastic. And he and his crew were super clean and did a wonderful job, and we're extremely happy. And now because of him, we're in our newly remodeled high-end, high-rent district, Up for Discussion Studios.
High rent district.
So this is the time of year, Shannon. It's also Valentine's Day coming up here at the end of the week.
That means we have to be in love.
Well, there's a lot of things to talk about with Valentine's Day. First of all, how are things going at the bakery at Shannon Cakes? Is this a busy time for you down there?
It's extremely busy this week. Sadly, the Valentine's Day orders started pouring in today. If they weren't already in, but we've got a lot of baby showers this weekend, like big orders. I've got 450 custom logo cookies going out the door tomorrow for Rollstone Bank.
Wow, that's a lot.
Boy, that was a lot of work.
Now, when you say custom logo cookies, what exactly do you mean?
Well, we baked 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch shortbread cookies, nice and thick, beautiful, sturdy. We iced them with white icing. We laid down an edible image with their logo on it that you can just eat right there. It's on a sugar sheet.
Okay.
And once the cookies cure, after about a day or two, they dry. We insert them in a food-safe bag, and then we have to tie a ribbon around each one.
So not only do they taste good, they could be something that's used like promotion. Like most of the time, people will give you like a pen or a stupid bag that you'll never use. But with this, you could get a cookie. So
they're they're giving these away for the 170th anniversary for Rollstone Bank.
170 years, huh?
Good job. It was a good job to get. I got to tell you. I would do that again.
Really? And hopefully you will.
Again.
Hopefully you will.
Paid the rent.
So, I mean, a lot of people are buying stuff now for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You got the sweets, you got to get the heart-shaped cake. And, of course, get the heart-shaped pizzas.
Our biggest seller.
We've had a heart-shaped pizza before, which is pretty cool. We've done that. And, of course, we've got to talk about the roses.
Got to talk about the roses. Now, the roses, I mean, God, I used to work for a florist, so I know where those come from. It's hell. I mean, it's a tough time of year because your fingers... Believe it or not, it's a lot of pain to be a florist this time of year because you have to take all the thorns off the stems.
Well, let me tell you what's really painful, and that's us guys that have to step up and get charged 5 times as much as what roses usually go for throughout the year.
You know what? If you look in the right place,
a lot of us,
if you look in the right place, they're not overpriced.
Oh, come on now. There is no right place on Valentine's Day to buy roses. They see you coming, they go like, stick it right up there. Bend over and no Vaseline. They see us coming.
If you get them in the right place, they don't have to rape you for charges.
Well, at least with chocolates, you might be able to stash them. You put them away, get a good deal on chocolates, and stash the Godiva for a while. But roses, you can't do that.
You know what? Don't get the chocolates, guys. Just come to Shannon Cakes. Women love as well as you. Okay, nobody likes to get a box full of things they don't know what's inside of it because I'm one of those people, I can't eat walnuts. If you buy me a box of chocolates and I bite into that one that has a walnut in it, nothing spells love like having to go to the ER with anaphylactic shock. So get them something that they know is in the box, which is a chocolate covered strawberry. You
All
can
right.
get 12 of them for $19.95.
We're gonna get to all that about what it
Oh, yeah.
means to you and what all these things, you know, as far
It means
as
chocolate
what
coverage.
ladies translate this stuff to. But my point, Shannon, is that, you know, at least with chocolates or jewelry for that matter or something, you know, you can buy it during the time of year where it might be a good deal. You know, and then maybe stash it for the Valentine's Day.
If you're worried about
festive.
money so
but
much.
I'm just saying, it's the exploitation of the flowers on that day. I mean, you can't buy them early and put them away.
Honey.
But if you go around trying to buy roses any other time of year, you don't get porked like that. It's
No, you do.
it's
You really do.
ridiculous.
Yeah, you get
Do you
porked.
think so?
Yeah.
I think they charge twice as much for roses on Valentine's Day.
How would you know?
What do you mean?
I can't remember the last time you bought me roses.
Oh, wow. Ladies and
Just
gentlemen.
saying.
The hammer's out. Wow.
You know what? No, honest to God,
And
I'm
I'm
not a big
feeling
fan
like
of
an
flowers
ass,
that
right?
die. What if I always told you the 15 years we've been cohabitating?
Well, apparently
I
it's certainly
actually-
not true because what you've been telling us, you don't get you the goddamn
I
flowers.
actually
but
don't mind. I don't mind if you buy me carnations.
I can see that.
Because carnations will last 3 weeks. I
It's
don't
very
care.
evident by this conversation
No,
how
I don't
important.
care. I don't care. I don't care. Just get me cheap flowers that last, and don't ever buy me daisies because they shed way too much.
But I got to ask, though. I mean, in all seriousness, though, you know, you and I talk about it, and we're like, oh, you know, been married forever. You don't need to spend. And we talk about this for every, like, occasion, whether, you know, it's a birthday or Christmas. It's like, you know, we don't have to spend crazy money on each other. Let's just go on a trip. Or do
Right.
something. But as far as Valentine's Day, these romantic holidays, really, what's going on with you ladies? What does it really, really mean to you guys?
We just
like,
want to be
get
spoiled
flowers,
in one
right?
way or another. We know we're loved, obviously, clearly, if you're with somebody.
So
you
you
love.
might be saying don't get the flowers or don't go to Vermont Teddy Bear,
Oh,
but
oh my
you
God.
you really mean that
I don't need another dog toy
it'd be
laying
nice.
around.
It'd be nice to have, though, wouldn't it?
It's just nice to be
Right?
spoiled a little one day out of the year. I mean,
Okay.
our birthday, maybe we're spoiled, but unless you're a mom, like I'm not a mom, so I have one whole day to get spoiled, which is my birthday. I mean, Christmas doesn't count. Everybody gets spoiled that day. But, I mean, it's like a second day that I could potentially be spoiled because I don't get anything from the kids that
Okay.
don't exist. So,
All right.
you know, it's just nice to be spoiled and kind of coddled. Like, honest to God, I'm the kind of girl, you know me. Like, I'd like to walk in the door to a steaming hot bathtub with some salts in it. Candles
Anytime I'm in
lit.
that bathtub, it's already
It's a
steaming
little.
hot, baby.
It's tough to fit us both in there. I mean, let's not fool ourselves, but we could try.
Yeah,
I'm very
you-
easy to spoil.
It'll be
just
steaming hot, that's
just
for sure.
kind of spoil me a little bit, but I really do. I've taken a liking since you shoved some of those in my Christmas stocking. I've taken a liking to those.
Oh, you
God,
like
the lint.
the Lint chocolates.
Oh, the white
yeah.
chocolate peppermint
Aren't
balls.
haven't those changed your life, like for real? Aren't those like
You know what?
unbelievable?
This is how far I took it. There's an eBay auction for 350 of those for $158.
You bid on 'em.
I was actually thinking of it. I'm like, all right, it's only 158
Wow.
bucks. It means they're only 35 cents a piece. But no, I like those.
Well, we got some opinions in the chat room about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is somewhat overrated. Why wait for the one day a year to show and tell someone you love them? You should maybe be doing that all year long, right? Right. And then the Godfather says, I don't deal with Valentine's Day. It's pointless. And how is it being single there, Mr. Godfather? Is that working out well for you? Because usually we may think that, but we can't really say that out loud because it's not pointless. It's certainly not pointless, right, Shannon?
Right.
There's a lot of big points to Valentine's Day as far as even if we can't see, like, and we go always say, yeah, it's all the hoopla and this and that, but just to see you happy, you know,
Yeah.
and obviously roses are going to be a key factor here. Now, you made it a point the other day to tell me about a lady at the bank that gets roses from her husband
does.
every week,
Yeah.
once a week, every week
Every
for how many
week.
years? How many years?
They got married a year ago, but he was sending roses before that, and she still gets roses
And-
every week.
and-
Her name
and
is
what-
Pamela.
And what was my comment to that?
I
as to
can't
why?
repeat that on the air.
Well, I
'cause,
can. We could do the PG version.
No, because
right?
you know what? One of her colleagues at the bank actually listens to the show, so we
Well,
gotta.
she's got skills. There's no other way to say it. If a lady's getting roses once a week from her husband, guys, this is like inside the simple male mind kind of stuff here. If you're getting roses once a week from your husband after many, many years, give yourself a pat on the back. You got some serious skills. Absolutely. Right? Those suckers got to be earned
I
after
have
a while.
skills. I can work 60 hours a week and come home and still make your ass dinner. and still be in bed by
and
9
fry it up in a pan
to watch movies with
Remember
your
that?
ass.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put everybody in the chat room. I want to hear some stories here. Best Valentine's Day memory and also worst Valentine's Day memory. You ever have like a catastrophe? And maybe if it was me, you could leave me out of it. But was there ever a catastrophe with maybe an ex-boyfriend or somebody that chased you down on Valentine's Day? Any stories that you can share with us, Shannon?
Why are you prodding me? No, I'm not talking about the story from like 20 years ago.
Come on. Oh, tell me about the lime. Was it lima beans? Tell me about the lima beans.
Suck, dude.
Come on.
Seriously.
This is like, now you want to talk about bad Valentines and and this is not just because like you're my girl, this is your ex. This is just a good story. I mean, you want to talk about who does that? I can't, Shannon. Worst Valentine's ever. Even if I
actually
didn't know
won a contest on WAAF radio while I was in college for worst Valentine's Day story. I won prizes for this.
Yes, you did, because you were asked.
Well, they wanted to know whoever got the worst Valentine's Day present ever, and I never thought in a million years I'd actually win this. And I had a boyfriend in college who will not be named because he's dead to me, and I opened up my mailbox in college to discover a can of lima beans and some Cal Ripken baseball cards.
Oh my!
Okay, I like lima beans. I mean, just as much as you might like a hamburger. I mean, you don't need to get one in your mailbox for Valentine's Day. So it was like, lima beans, really, dude? Like a can of lima beans and and some batteries, some clearly that they had a field day with the batteries.
Wow.
A brand new package of Duracell AA batteries.
Well, those could have meaning.
No,
right?
It really meant that like this person thought I could use them at some point, but there's
everybody could, right?
It's just bad.
I don't know how the lima beans fall into this whole freaky mess you got.
I mean, I wasn't
going on
obsessed
here,
with lima beans. I don't quite understand that, to be honest with you. I don't. So I won a Vermont teddy bear from Greg Hill and LV. In fact, I should have told them that when I was in the studio, that I was that winner years ago.
That's right.
Interestingly, but yeah, I mean, I guess my story sucked more than anybody else's out of the entire Metro Boston.
About
how many millions of people?
8 million listeners they have, and you're the worst one going.
Yeah, I had the worst Valentine's Day gift ever, so I got the opportunity to call in and thank them, and they sent me all kinds of gift certificates and stuff. So yeah, we're not with that kid anymore. Clearly,
well, clearly you can learn not to get lima beans, and I guess I got to step up, get some roses. As long as I don't get your lima beans, I might be in good shape. We got a couple memories from the chat room. One memory was getting divorced from my ex. It was the best Valentine's Day memory ever. I guess that was one. And then we have David who brings Janet breakfast in bed and coffee every day. That's sweet.
See, you know what? I would like that every day.
What the hell are you talking about? I serve you coffee on the couch every day where you bundle up in your robe.
Yeah, but it's on the couch, not in bed. And she gets breakfast in bed. I don't get
Sorry, you got to get up. Sorry.
I get like the lights, the blinds open. Okay, it's time to get up, right? Right? Okay, what if I said no? You open up the blinds, let all the sun flood in.
It's not me that's got to get up.
God's coming, got to get up.
What the hell? You get coffee served to you every single day. You get coffee and you get me.
I made my own cappuccino this morning. You're a big fat liar. Anywho.
Well, tell me what usually happens in the morning. Come on, don't lead people down the road.
Okay,
like
I get it every morning. Okay,
Seriously.
I don't get it every morning served by my husband.
Come on, really?
Oh, but I friggin' take care of your dinners.
Okay. Well,
no, there's a balance. He's up at like 3
I can see our morning routine
changing
here pretty quick there. You don't think? Right?
It's all good.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with you, kid. If you can't remember that, like every single morning I get up, take the dogs out, get everything ready for you, turn the heat up when you remind me.
Oh, no, not this morning. So I'll be just laying there in a coma and trying to sleep like most people do at 3 in the morning.
Shivering, right? I don't know. And then you get coffee served to you every single morning. Every morning you get coffee served.
Except for this morning, right? Yeah.
Well, because you wanted to do your own. I offered it to you, though. Didn't I offer it first? No? Right?
I'm very fortunate to have you. I understand that. I do. I'm fortunate.
Sounds like I'm forcing you down this road here, and you have everybody's listening thinking that
I'm fortunate.
I'm this horrible
so
man.
Nah. I'm fortunate.
Jesus.
I'm good.
All right. We are interactive here, guys, which means it's really cool. We get to talk to you guys in the chat room. We also get you guys to call in to us at 323-902-6661. And if you are joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you to the show. Not everybody, Shannon, gets to be, of course, in the chat room. People listen around the world now in over 88 different countries. People are listening to you and I.
When's that number going to change?
It's pretty cool because sometimes we'll get people that are from China or from, England or
Malaysia.
Malaysia. We've had people all over.
Kazakhstan.
And the cool thing is they all get to meet each other in the chat room and kind of swap stories, laugh at us.
Poland.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the doghouse. I'm always working my way out of the doghouse. What can I say?
I have fans.
Yeah.
They got my back.
But we just had the Super Bowl, which was kind of uneventful.
No, we didn't have the Super Bowl. Not even close.
You hate football.
Super Bowl was dead to me.
Yeah, but you enjoy the commercials, which is
I didn't love them this year.
This year
they
you
were
didn't.
kind of like ugh.
And, not for nothing though. Football is the only sport. And me being a big sports guy, football is the only sport you really watch for the commercials. I mean, you don't watch like the NHL, like Stanley Cup Finals for the commercials. No, you don't watch baseball for the commercials. You watch football for the commercials. So none of them. You like the sheep one though when they were singing.
I
Queen,
did
right?
like when the
cute.
sheep da 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 that Queen song da 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 da
Yeah.
da da da.
And
Having
I think
computer issues. My computer's just dead.
nobody's guessed the song so far. If you can guess that song, we'll give you a book.
I don't know. I'm bad at that. I only know like one chord. Sorry, guys.
But I will tell you, and first of all, congratulations to Peyton Manning. It's and I know you don't talk much about football, but last year at this time, everybody was writing off Tom Brady. He had gotten Patriots had gotten crushed by the Kansas City Chiefs, and everybody was saying Brady was old, he couldn't play anymore, and it pretty much written him off. And then the guy goes and wins a Super Bowl. Well, the same thing kind of happened to Peyton Manning this year. He had neck surgeries, and he was written off, and was replaced, and was benched, and was unhealthy. And then the guy comes back and wins a Super Bowl. So, yeah, I've got to hand it to him. Got to hand it to the Broncos and Peyton Manning in that defense. They did an outstanding job.
Parm, you taste so good.
That's all you know about Peyton Manning. Is
pretty much.
Right?
I know nothing except for the guy's in pain, and he likes chicken parm.
And he likes HGH, apparently, too, right?
Whatever.
I hope they give him as much shit as they did Brady, really. Because, I mean, neither one should be getting anything, but what they did to Brady last year, they should do the same thing to him. I'd like to see it. But I will tell you what the best part of the Super Bowl was for me, Shannon, was the national anthem. Surprisingly, Lady Gaga, man. I mean, I'm not a huge Gaga fan. I appreciate her. She's a good musician and a really nice performer and all that stuff. And you're a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan.
I am. I think she's awesome. I got to see her in concert.
But
so
I will
talented.
tell you that rendition of the national anthem was moving.
Flawless.
I mean, not since
it was
and
flawless.
some people were getting a little pissed off because she ad-libbed a little bit and she took
not as much as
license,
people
but
have over the years. I'm sorry. She did the perfect amount of.
They call that vibrato.
Okay,
right?
no, vibrato's when it's like.
Can you just dispel the difference one more time with what you did?
I cannot recreate that.
Was it?
Sure. No, she didn't black it out too much. Okay, do you understand that now? Just enough.
All right, send hate mail to Shannon at upfordiscussionlive.com.
Whatever. At least she didn't include politics drama during her performance.
Well, she did.
It was flawless. No, she didn't.
She did an unbelievable job.
It was flawless. Even my dad came to the bakery today and said, "I don't really like that girl, but she did a really good job." I'm like, "You're not the minority." A lot of people are saying that.
It was powerful. It had a lot of emotion, and it reminded me, going back to Whitney Houston when she did the anthem. I have not seen one better, since except for maybe the kids.
What, you didn't like the Roseanne Barr one?
Nah, not my favorite. Not my favorite. But
I'll say, can you see? That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, then it just got worse from
there.
She
can't sing, man.
That was bad. No, it was just bad. Disrespectful.
That was terrible. But I will tell you, in watching the teams, Cam Newton was voted league MVP. And, of course, they lost the Super Bowl. The thing that pissed me off, Shannon, Cam Newton.
It wasn't any of us.
Cam Newton. It was the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Now, you don't have to be into sports to answer a question like this. This is just about being a good professional and being a good adult, and for that matter, a good human being. Now, I will tell you, after the Super Bowl, of course, they interview the winning team, they interview the losing team, and Cam Newton got up in the middle of the interview. He was kind of a prick during the interview, kind of one-word answers, and was just kind of standoffish. And then he kind of got up and walked out of the middle of the interview.
Really?
Yeah. And people are talking about that, as far as a negative rap on him. Now, I will tell you that watching him develop as a player, it was always my biggest knock on him was, his team wasn't always this good. It wasn't always, a Super Bowl contending team. And when they sucked, you would always see Cam Newton with his towel over his head, kind of sitting there slouching in the corner, not making eye contact with anybody. You could really read his body language. And then over the last couple of years, we watched him develop into more of a leader. And, the team only lost one game this past season, and it looked like he had turned that corner. But now, Shannon, you look at him during the post-game interview, and there he is. He's all sulking, and he's behaving very unprofessionally. Let me ask you, as somebody that's a non-sports fan, how do you feel about somebody acting that way during a post-game interview like that?
2 words: sour grapes. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, you're upset or whatever, but the whole world's watching you, so you just gotta fake it. You gotta fake it to get through it, or walk away, man.
Well, I think it dispels a lot about one's character, and if you look at the difference between Cam Newton and, let's take anybody. And I watched an interview today with Magic Johnson, and I know you know who he is.
Yeah, everybody knows who he is. He has AIDS.
Magic Johnson won a ton of championships and also lost a ton of championships to the Celtics, no doubt. And, he was the first one to say, I was always the first guy at there, and I was always the last guy there, regardless if we won or lost. I stood at that podium, and I conducted those interviews, and I did them professionally, and I did them to represent my team. I didn't pout. I didn't walk off. I didn't make a mockery of it.
Be a good sport.
And, but what he would do afterwards was walk up to his teammates after he got done with that interview and say, hey, I never want to feel that way again. That sucked. I don't ever want to have to go up there after losing and fake an interview like that again. And he used it as motivation. Cam Newton looked like, and you put it best, sour grapes, little crybaby. And I thought it was awful to watch something like that and it was disappointing because I thought Cam Newton was maturing as a player and as a professional in the National Football League. And what you see there is going back to, it's like the Johnny Manziel syndrome. I mean, it's just right back to the childish behavior that everybody was criticizing him for in the beginning. And Shannon, these guys, they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. And you hear what I always say about these athletes, how they should be role models. This guy just gets up and walks out of the middle of an interview. To me, that's like, look at what Steve Harvey did with the contest. With the Miss Universe contest. You had Miss Columbia and the other chick.
It's true.
She could have got up and walked out and made sour grapes and made a big scene on stage.
It's true.
She handled it with class and dignity. Maybe it was a week after she was pissed off and threatened to sue Columbia, but after that. But I mean, during that whole fiasco, my point was she handled that with class and with dignity. And I would expect that any professional athlete would do the same, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're trained that from the get-go, aren't they? I mean, they're representing the entire team. You got one sour grape in there, it just makes the whole team look bad, like a bunch of sour pussies.
The team, the fan base, I mean, everything. And it's funny because Chevy Cowboy in the chat room mentions Larry Bird. And Larry Bird, watching him from Boston, like for real, I've been to Celtics games. He was the cockiest, most arrogant, most like trash-talking player you would ever see. And you'd never see this on camera because you always do it behind the scenes on camera. But hand to God, I watched Larry Bird playing the LA Lakers. He would actually point to a spot on the floor where he was going to shoot from. And lo and behold, the next time down the floor, wouldn't he be making a basket from that shot? He had the game to back it up, and one of the most trash-talking superstars to ever play the game of basketball. But, man, I'll tell you, that was just a display that it was really, really tough to watch Cam Newton, regress to such childlike behavior
Yeah.
and bratty behavior when we thought he was by this. If nothing else, if he would have just conducted himself in that interview, we could have taken something positive away from that season. They went 15-1. They went to the Super Bowl. Cam Newton becomes MVP. But now everybody's just talking about how his attitude sucks, and will he ever get over the hump with something like that? I don't think he's gonna, Shan. I just don't.
Well, you know what? I guess they're just hoping right now at this point that someone's going to forget about this until next year, and we'll see if he's back on the team or
Yeah,
not.
well, the good news is nobody's talking about deflated footballs this week. That's the good news on the whole thing.
For now. For now.
All right, guys, if you are watching us for the first time, this is Up for Discussion Live. You got me, Jeff, alongside the lovely Shannon. And what we do is we interact with you guys in the chat room and on our phone lines from around the world. We take on the hottest topics. We have some very cool guests. And, of course, you can be part of it all by also following us on Facebook. There is a QR code up there. If you have one of those QR readers in your phone, you can simply scan that at any time. Or go to facebook.com/Up for Discussion Live. You can find out what's going on in all of the different shows that we have here, and also the topics. We throw out topics during the week that we want you guys to get involved in, and we'll talk about them here on the air as we go live every Tuesday at 8 o'clock right here on UpForDiscussionLive.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at Jeffrey L. Sylvia. She's at Shannon Sylvia, and the show is at Up for Discussion.
Yeah.
And, of course, all of the great shows here on the network are found on our YouTube channel. And Shannon, I don't know how lucky we got for this, but if you type in PTV Webcast Network on YouTube, we always come up first.
I can't imagine that there's 100 others.
That's pretty cool. Well, PTV is a pretty common thing.
Okay.
The webcast is really what sets us apart. But, it's cool because very seldom can you be to the top of search engines like that on something so big. So it's
That's
nice.
exciting stuff, Jeff.
All
You
you
work
gotta
very
do-
hard.
It is. All you got to do is type in PTV Webcast Network, and you can find not only our show, but all the great shows here on the PTV Webcast Network. And speaking of other great shows, I'm going to invite some of our hosts that are watching and listening to call in, and we want to chat with you guys because we've got a lot of new shows this year. We have been doing this since 2009. Shannon, can you believe? Can you believe it's been that long already?
Yes, I can.
2009.
I can.
That's what,
Enjoying every minute of it.
7th year now, right? Is
Yeah.
that how it goes? We're in our 7th year doing this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of other great shows that dawn the network here. We have music shows. We have paranormal shows. We have shows that also do other discussions besides the one that we have here. And we've also got comedy shows. We have sports shows. Just a little bit of everything here on the network. And the cool thing is, you never have to be without us. You can take us with you 24/7. It's not like our parents that had to rush home at 5 o'clock at night, Shannon, to watch the news. This is interactive. This is on-demand streaming media. You can get us 24/7 on your phone, on your tablets, on your handheld mobile devices, anytime, 24/7. And one of the shows that is you're going to be part of in the upcoming weeks is Stephen Lancaster's new show
Yeah, I think it's
called
tomorrow.
International Paranormal Radio, and he is co-hosted by his co-host in England, and they're going to be interviewing none other than Shannon Sylvia herself.
Yeah,
and can you
that's tomorrow.
give us a little tease about some of the
well,
stuff
you know what?
talked
For the first
about?
time in a long time, I'm doing something of an interview like that. I haven't talked ghosts in some time. I just did one volunteer for a charity last November, but I'll tell you, it was refreshing to be asked some questions that I was asked. So it's basically getting into my life back then, getting into my life now, because I'm that fascinating. And he's a good interview. He doesn't ask the same boring, mundane questions. So very good.
You've done a lot of interviews along the way.
Hundreds.
on your on your road through the paranormal in the international community.
Yeah.
Have you ever been asked a question that just still stuck with you to this day? It's like, wow, nobody really ever thought to ask me that before. That's a pretty good question.
Well, yeah, I remember an Irish guy. He asked me a question. It was kind of like trying to stump me. Who was my favorite actor? And I said on the spot, I said it was James Gandolfini because I couldn't think of anybody else.
Okay.
And they burst into laughter. Thought it was the funniest thing.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's other actors out there, but I really liked him at the time.
Well, it's funny.
So I kind of like think back, like who would I have said?
When you were doing the comedy show with Dennis Worth, he asked you what was your favorite food, and before he could even get the question out, you immediately blurted out fettuccine alfredo.
Yeah,
like without hesitation. It was almost like a canned, rehearsed answer for you.
Yeah, maybe it was. No, I just know that's my favorite food. I mean, I didn't have to think about that one.
Okay.
Fettuccine Alfredo. It's been so long since I've had fettuccine Alfredo, so now I have it on the brain.
I know.
But no, I mean, it's hard doing interviews because you don't know what question they're going to ask, and you have to kind of think, oh my God, like, I don't know. Sometimes you just don't know an answer to it. But for the most part, interviews over the years have been pretty fun, and there's only been a couple boring ones, like when the host just wants to drone on about themselves. It's like, why are you even talking to me right now? Let's just talk about you. I don't know.
Now, you've been on both sides of the microphone. You've been the interviewer and the interviewee.
For the most part, it was me.
What do you like better? Do you like being being interviewed, or do you like conducting the interviews?
I like them both, Jeff, to be honest. I mean, it's refreshing to have control over my old show and then know what comes out of my mouth and to do some of the writing for the show.
Cool.
And then it's kind of interesting sometimes just to be behind the microphone because it kind of empowers me a little bit to know that people are still interested in hearing my story.
You know, it's cool because today I actually did a college fair for young students.
Well, it's not a college fair if it's for elementary school kids.
Were you there? Do you know what it was?
Was it a college fair or was it at the school?
Do you know what it was?
You're so cute. It was for the young kids. You spoke to young kids.
Do you have any idea what you're talking about right now?
No. All right, go ahead.
Because if you were there, you could probably comment on something.
All right. I thought you were just talking to young kids.
No, we were actually, it was a college fair. We were talking to young kids about college. I guess would you call it a college fair then?
Really? At such a young age?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
They were planning their careers. It was a career fair for college, and they had questions about how education affects different things. And, and it was pretty interesting because they asked a lot of really, really good questions. And one of the questions they asked was, you know, what's enjoyable about something like this, about what we do? What's the biggest benefit about something like that? And, you know, it was easy for me to answer because it's never been the same day twice. It's the people that we've gotten to meet. And I wanted to ask you the question, which was kind of what I was getting around to.
Yeah.
My biggest return and benefit, if you will, was just getting to meet the people and getting to travel and the interviews that we've done.
Sure.
You know, the famous actors and actresses and the politicians and the musicians and the sports heroes that we've interviewed. Just these legends of people that come on with us. That to me has been the greatest thing over all these years.
Yeah.
How about for you? Because
I agree with that.
It's certainly not the money.
It's not. It's not the money. What money? No, so many doors have been open for us that never would have happened if it wasn't for TV. So I don't complain a bit about that. I'm very grateful that even in 2016, anybody even knows my name. And it's not about that. I mean, I work so much at a bakery now. It's all like a flash in the pan to me, all this, like my career traveling Europe. I mean, most people don't do anything remotely close to that in their whole lives. And to me, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm just onward to the next adventure. So
everybody has chapters, right?
Everybody has chapters, big time. And I just don't think about it much anymore. But I'm still very interested in the paranormal. I mean, I get asked a lot, do I still investigate? No, I don't. I can't. I don't have time. I have to be on my A game for these brides and grooms that are depending on me to deliver $1,000 wedding cake. So life's changed.
Sure, as it will.
You know, it's physically demanding what I do now, much more than ever. So I'm physically exhausted, mentally exhausted constantly, emotionally exhausted. It's not easy being an employer of 5 or 6 people. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, it's just nice. It's nice. That interview tomorrow should be pretty damn good. And
looking forward to that.
I do enjoy interviews once in a while, but everything's just changed so much. So sometimes I have to think extra hard of what the question is going to be. The answers to the question.
They don't roll off like they used to. Right?
No, I mean, I'll know my past experiences. Like they'll just roll off the tongue, but people always ask me things like, what's your favorite investigation? I have to think, like, where was I?
That was actually a question in the chat room. Yeah.
I mean, that's the number one question people always ask me is, what's your favorite investigation? I had a lot. I mean, and then I always ask the host, do you mean by scariest or my favorite? Like, there's so many different factors. I mean, there were investigations that were haunted. There were investigation places that were fun. There were some that were just beautiful. There were some that were exhausting and hell. Like any other night, but
Sure.
Anywho, so
All right.
I can't see the chat, sadly, guys. I'm wicked sorry. I've tried everything from trying to update Flash here to I can't sign in underneath another browser because it's a Chromebook. So
All right, 323-902-6661 is the phone number if you want to get through to us and be part of the show. We do have somebody on from the 616 area code. Go on. You're on with Jeff and Shannon.
Hello, it's Brittany from No Limits Radio TV.
Hey, Brittany, thanks for calling in. How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good. Now, Shannon, as you may or may not know, Brittany joins David, Reed Christine on the No Limits radio
Oh,
show,
okay.
which airs here
no
every
limits.
Wednesday.
That's what she said. Okay.
Every Wednesday.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was trying to figure out.
Wednesdays at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It airs here on the network.
Perfect.
And Brittany, tell us a little bit about the show and what you guys got going on.
Basically, we are No Limits. We talk about everything and anything you think about but never say.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
true.
we do.
It's true. You guys breach those taboo, if you will, those taboo subjects and bring them right out into the forefront.
Yeah, and a lot of times I do not have a choice in that.
Is that David's doing most of the time?
Yes, good old David.
Now
Love him to pieces.
you guys are a pretty cohesive team, the three of you.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna put David on with us right now as well. And
Awesome.
Okay, I think we got David on with us as well, and we've also got 508. 508, hang on there just a second, but I do want to talk to David while we're here as well. David, welcome. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Hey guys, how are you?
All right, we're doing great. If you can turn down your volume just a little bit, we're getting a little feedback from you over there. But
There we go.
you are the brains and brainchild, if you will, of the No Limits radio show that airs here every Wednesday. And tell us a little bit about where that came from and what inspired you to do such a show.
I don't know. I guess I was in line, rather like aisle 7 at the grocery store. I was trying to get around some old ladies with a basket, and I couldn't. So, yeah. And I started thinking, what?
All right, that sounds great.
And great talking to you.
That was very inspiring. Jesus. All right. Now, I do want to mention that, David, you've had a near-death experience, and I know that is been a topic of some of your broadcasts, and it certainly is a motivating factor in your life. Just real quickly for our listeners, what have you taken from that experience that you can share going forward with people that could inspire them in their lives?
Well, first of all, it's not a choice you ever go into, but after my botched operation and a 4-month coma, it checked out July 4th, 2013 twice. And the amazing thing is, I only can say it's better because you go, what I think, into the fourth dimension of space-time continuum, and it's an entirely new environment, a new aquarium for this fish. And when you get there, it's just better, the colors, the music, and I'm just going to say on both trips, he is,
Okay.
and you know what I mean by that.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything is thought. You don't really say anything. It's a whole unique experience, and I can't say what things were there in the third dimensional experience. There's no words here to cover it, but
I
it's
hear that a lot.
much
hearing that.
better, much better.
Okay. Well, that certainly has inspired you not only in life, but a lot of your topics on your show. And you are with us every Wednesday at 5 p.m. right here on the network, and you can join us by going to myptvonline.com. You also have your own YouTube channel at No Limits, and also find David Reed Christine on Facebook. And guys, keep doing what you're doing. We're really, really, really proud to have you with us, and I want to thank you for doing what you're doing, and certainly want to have you call in again with us. Thanks.
All right, guys. Great stuff. Thanks.
Glad you're around still. Thank you.
Yeah, us too. And we also have somebody on the 508 area code. Go ahead. You're on with Jeff and Shannon.
Hey, Jeff, Shannon. This is Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hey,
How you
Eric.
doing?
How are you? Thanks for calling in, buddy.
I'm doing good. I'm here with Cassie. She's listening in for the first time.
Hi, Kathy. Now I can put a face to the name.
There we go.
What's up with you guys
So,
tonight? What are your Valentine's Day plans?
Are you calling to order a Valentine's cake from Shannon?
No.
We don't have any plans. Eric doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Oh, come on. Why not? Is this religion for you?
Well, it's like I said. It's like I said in the chat. You know, this is. I go under Chevy Cowboy, just so you guys know. But why should? And I'm glad that you guys brought up that discussion, because a lot of people, they think, oh, you know, it's a one time a year, you know, to be able to show somebody how much you appreciate and love them, and that's all well and good. But at the same time, it should not be just set aside for one day out of the entire year. You know, if you're going to do something, you know, it should be, you know, something that you do for somebody you love every single day, not just one day.
It's
out
like
of the year.
Father's Day or Mother's Day or Christmas. It's Thanksgiving. Yeah, you can apply that to a lot of holidays, but Hallmark commercialized it.
And, you know, that's a good point, though, because that's the thing. I mean, it is commercialized, and we're so brainwashed to think that, hey, we've got to take this special moment at this time, you know, because that's when the stuff's going to be most expensive, and it means more if we buy it then, because, you know, that stuff costs $20 more than it does tomorrow.
Yep.
So buy it from me now, and it's going to mean that much more, and it's going to show you how much I love you.
Well, and the thing is, you were talking about roses, and you know, the last time I bought roses, which was like 2 years ago, for somebody, and they cost me like, what was it, like $75-$80 for a dozen. I was like, you out of your mind.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They're the same.
Overrated.
They're the same roses that are going to cost $19.99 tomorrow. They see us coming, guys. That's what it
They're
is.
overrated.
Roses do need to be fresh, though. I gotta say. I mean, again,
I know,
worked for a florist
I know.
for years. There's a way that they're cut. There's a solution that they're in. There's the source that they came from, the temperature that they've been stored at. You do have to be careful where they come from.
All right.
I mean, if the heads go limp as a noodle, the day you get them, that's not good. There's no going back.
Yeah, so if the
not
roses
going back.
go limp, chances are nothing
So
else
is your-
gonna be happening.
so- so are
is your
you.
night. So
That's
is your
sweet.
night.
That's sweet.
That's
All
a good
right.
sign, though.
Yeah.
Get past the 24-hour critical period time, you're good.
All right. Eric, thank you so much for calling in. You guys have a great Valentine's
Yeah, we'll see you next
Day,
weekend,
and,
Eric. Eric's coming by Shan-Cakes to pick up his birthday cake
awesome.
on the 19th.
Awesome. Happy birthday, and
By
thanks
the
for
way,
calling.
You guys better be coming to my birthday party. It's the 20th. You guys are still invited.
I
right.
wish it was that easy, but I do have a party at Shan-Cakes, a private party. It's always
Good
something,
deal.
Eric.
I know it.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Good deal. Thanks for calling in. And just because he's joining us now, Kuzo in the chat room is Mike Mancuso. I want to make sure that he hears me thank him for the wonderful job he did in revamping and remodeling
Yeah,
here
he
at
really did. It looks
the
good.
Para Rock Studios. Did a fantastic job. Brought us into the new century here and took us out of the dark ages with what we had, and really looks 100 times better.
I want to know
Just
what was
amazing.
underneath that
Amazing.
linoleum when he ripped it.
Yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
What critters were crawling.
All I know, there was a big van, and there were guys with white suits and rubber gloves that were carrying shit out. I don't know what it was. It was from
Out
long
with the
ago.
old and with the
Yes.
new. Did you post your before and after yet?
No, I'm going to do that, though. I'm definitely going to post a before and after picture.
I need to see that,
I got to
yeah.
ask him. I just got to ask him if that's cool first, but I'm sure it'll be all right.
Yeah, he already posted it.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's okay
He
then,
posted
right?
it like 2 weeks ago and said, I just finished this project. We were all like, yeah, it's amazing.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, we are going to jump out. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Shannon has her very famous Who Does That segment. And if you guys haven't ever seen this segment yet, Shannon goes around the world, around the globe, and around the internet to find
Yeah.
things that make you scratch your head and just ask yourself, Who does that? But first, we definitely want to take a second to thank those that make this show responsible. Our oldest and loyalist and most trustworthy sponsor, Leominster Storage Solutions, has been with us since day one. They are located on Central Street, right across from Shancake's. And to find out more about their $99 specials in their now winter storage for your cars, automobiles, motorcycles, summer toys, all that good stuff, you can find out more by calling them at 978-466-8887 or visit them online at lemonstoragesolutions.com. And, of course, one of our favorite places to go, the Italian here is unlike any other place that you're going to find. Yeah. This side of the north end of Boston, probably the best Italian you'll ever find anywhere. And that's at Mariano's Restaurante right there in Pepperell. Pam and the crew there, Al, they do a fantastic job. The atmosphere is wonderful. The service is tremendous. The decor is fantastic. Yeah. The food will change your life. And to find out more there, you can simply call them at 978-433-6633. Visit them in person at 105 Main Street in Pepperell or online at marianositalian.com. And, of course, every morning for me starts off with a Sasquatch coffee, Shannon. And those that have enjoyed Sasquatch coffee know what I'm talking about. It's a delicious blend of just about every different kind of blend of coffee you can imagine coming from those folks over there in Oregon at squatchcoffee.com. To find out more, you can also visit them on Facebook as well. So we are going to step back and take a quick break. When we come back, Shannon will bring us, as only she can, the Who Does That.
I will.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Up for Discussion Live is brought to you in part by Leominster Storage Solutions, Sasquatch Coffee, Mariano's Restaurante.
Up for Discussion with Jeff and Shannon Sylvia. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
And now back to Up for Discussion right here on Pararock TV.
Oh yeah, when you hear that music, it can only mean one thing. It's that segment of the program when Shannon Sylvia asks, who does that? And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Shannon Sylvia.
All right, guys. Best part of the show right here. Me. Bestest ever. Bestest ever. So I have 3 stories for you that you're just not going to believe. They're fresh from today. Fresh stories. If you don't believe me, it must be true because I found them on the internet. However, I did find them through UPI. UPI is pretty reputable. So there you go. The first story comes fresh out of India. Now, there is absolutely no in hell that I can actually pronounce the town in India. But it's spelled CHH, like 2 H's after the word C, letter C, ATTISHGARH. So what do you think that is?
I got no idea. No idea. It's not Canadian.
No clue. We need too many H's in there. So great story. In regards to a goat getting arrested for trespassing, was released on bail.
Goat?
But fear not, it was released on bail.
The goat got arrested?
A real goat, Jeffrey. A goat in India was arrested for trespassing after hopping a judge's fence and grazing in his garden.
Well, that'll teach you to piss off the judge.
So now apparently goats are no longer inanimate objects. They are people you can arrest.
They are lawbreakers.
Criminal goat. The unnamed goat and its owner, Abdul Hassan, were called into police custody.
At least it wasn't dinner. Sorry.
That's not that unusual. After the judge complained that the goat had repeatedly jumped the fence in attempts to enter the garden. My goat scaled the boundary wall again and ate flowers and vegetables from the garden.
My goat, he scaled the boundary of the garden. He ate all the vegetables in the garden.
Smart goat.
You know, if I'm looking at that picture of the goat there, he looks a little coy. He looks like a little badass.
Wow, that goat was arrested. I wonder what the mugshot looks like.
It's right there. That's it.
But let's just not forget this goat was arrested. So it was taken into the police station, and then the police brought the owner in. So what they do, handcuff the effing goat?
I wonder if he's got any prison ink.
The goat was discovered by a gardener who told police that this incident was not the first time, and the goat attempted to enter the garden again, and Hassan had warned him several times.
He didn't learn the first time.
The peon who maintains the garden had warned the owner of the goat many times.
Did you just call him a peon?
I'm just repeating, I swear to God, word for word what this says. They called him a peon.
He's a peon.
So today he filed a complaint, and we
peons.
arrested the goat and its owner. So the police are calling the gardener a peon.
Really?
This is the assistant sub-inspector, RP something said.
Really?
This is India. I'm doing my best here, guys.
He's a peon.
So Hassan and the goat were released on bail. So apparently they must have arrested the owner. They both face charges of criminal trespassing and mischief causing damage. So
who does that?
So the goat has to now go back to court and stand there.
So it's kind of like...
It's so bad.
It's bad.
I just can't even... I would pay so much money to be present in this courtroom.
It's kind of like when you have an unruly kid. You know, you're responsible for your kid's actions.
But we don't do that
right?
in this country.
I don't get it.
We don't. But we people in this world can arrest a goat.
I'm trying to get my head around the fact that they arrested the goat.
I want to
now, who's arresting the goat? Is it an actual police officer?
The police arrested the goat.
And do they have to use? They obviously they can't use handcuffs, right? They got to use
goat cuffs, babe.
They got to use little goat cuffs,
goat
or maybe
cuffs.
maybe they use the
made from goat
maybe
cheese.
the little what do they call them? Little wire ties there, little zip ties.
And they put the goat in the vehicle.
So they don't have the cuffs.
And then they called the owner in. So that poor little goat was in the back of that cruiser. Oh my God! It must have been eating everything back there.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's all plastic back there, so he couldn't hurt himself, right? But how, you know, when they get you, they put your head down so you don't hit the top of the cruiser. You know, I wonder, this poor goat probably was banging his head all over the damn place, right?
I wonder if they cited him for like failure to identify proper identification.
Yeah. Do you have ID, sir?
I wonder if he went under an alias.
Do you have ID?
My name is Goat.
You look just like that goat that we had here last week.
Who's the comedian? Jim.
No. That was
Jim Brewer. Goat Man.
No, that's Stephen.
It was Jim Brewer who played Goat Man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jim Brewer.
Thank you.
You're right. I'm thinking Jim Gaffigan, who does
probably gave the alias as Jim Brewer.
I can't believe, on an obscure reference, I can't believe Jim Gaffigan is the now KFC guy.
Is he the KFC guy for real, or was that just a Super Bowl ad?
Is that messed up or what?
I didn't even know the old one was Norm Macdonald.
I
had
don't
no
like
idea.
the old one. I like
the
old one. Nobody
Why do we
likes
have to keep changing the guy? Let's freaking exhume his remains from.
Because the old
do a
guy's
DNA
dead. That's why.
duplicate and reproduce the KFC guy for Christ's sake.
He's dead.
Unbelievable.
All right, we got a couple more stories to get through.
All right, businessman. This guy's brilliant. This comes out of Dorset, England. A news story. British entrepreneur
Can you do it in a British accent for us?
Not really. British entrepreneur said he is raking in the cash by selling 20-ounce jars of. Can you take a guess?
I can guess.
What could this man be raking the cash? I mean, what is so needed in this world? People pay tons of money for.
I don't
20-ounce jars. Just guess.
I don't know. Could it be a beverage of some kind? Maybe a jam or a jelly?
Or a tea.
Perhaps a jelly.
Tea cakes.
Well, of course.
No, it's fresh air.
Maybe it's a crab cake.
It's fresh air, for real.
It's air.
This man is selling 20-ounce jars of British countryside air to pollution-stricken Chinese customers for $155.
Because China doesn't have any good air.
I am in the wrong business. Don't even sell drugs. Sell jars of air to Chinese. We should sell jars of Leominster, Massachusetts clean air to
guys.
Chinese.
You know,
we could sell them for $150. We'll beat out that dude's cost, and we'll make a fortune.
I mean, when you guys are buying the cocaine and you're cutting it up with an acetol and you're risking getting arrested and all that
swear.
stuff, and you're going around Fitchburg with all these little baggies in your pocket, and you're risking all that
Screw
stuff.
it. You make more money doing this.
Just grab a jar.
So
Get some
we're
in.
about to hear
Right.
how. Leo DeWatts is 27 years old of England,
All right.
native living in Hong Kong, is selling the jars of harvested from the British countryside air for about 115 apiece. He said that many of his products are being bound for Beijing, other areas with heavy pollution. They really do harvest the air from England and Wales. Quite often, a lot of our orders are bespoke. What does that mean? We have clients who request very particular circumstances for the air. We'll be at the top of a mountain or other times at the bottom of a valley. He's offering a Chinese New Year special, 15 jars for $12,000.
Wow. 12,000 pounds. I think that's pounds.
No, it says jars.
Pounds, not dollars. I think
It's this air is filtered organically by nature as it flows between the leaves of woodland trees, absorbs pristine water as it passes over babbling brooks
So you
and
have to
forest
have
streams.
the right kind of air collector.
He's sold 180 jars since the company's inception, just a few weeks ago. It's a serious selling point where the pollution is quite bad. We have a case of living. What people are doing with these jars of air is completely unbeknownst to me. Okay, you can't do anything with it. It's like
Really?
It's like that.
Can you breathe it and then what?
You
then
can't even breathe. What are you gonna do? Open up the lid and your air is gone. It's so stupid.
Who does that?
Such in the wrong business.
Oh man! All right, we got
last story.
We got about 3 minutes left.
All right,
and guys, if you haven't had dinner yet, you may want to.
May not want to have dinner.
Yeah, you may want to look away for just a second. You can listen, but you may want to look away.
Yeah, this comes out of Labrador, Australia, so we're around the world today. An Australian man who found something vile when he bit into a piece of KFC fried chicken likely received a kidney or a lung. He ordered the $8.47 meal in Queensland. Gave up on the food after a single bite. It was just vile. I spat it out and felt genuinely sick. Inside of a battered piece appeared to be some sort of organ compared to a brain. I took it to the counter and they said, sometimes this stuff happens. Told me to email their head office. I just want people to be aware the chicken should be looked at before it's put out for human consumption.
Oh, God.
He even eats haggis, this guy, but he wasn't even offered a refund until managers noticed he was being photographed for the Gold Coast Bulletin.
Wow.
We can understand his concern, but we have identified what was found as probably a chicken kidney or a lung.
Gross.
That would never happen here.
Can we blow this? Oh, there we go. Okay, we got some sound back. Sorry about that. This is like unbelievable. I can't believe that.
If that is a chicken lung, then I am Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
that's a big ass piece of something.
Sorry we lost the sound there for just a second, but that is just the most disgusting thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And if you're on a diet, that's going to be very helpful to keep you away from KFC. Oh, God bless.
Anywho.
Oh, God. Well, on that note, guys, if you are looking to get rid of some of those holiday pounds, go to KFC. Because you probably never want to eat that crap ever again.
No, you shouldn't be eating there to begin with, guys. You just shouldn't. So...
We want to thank you all for joining us. We want to, of course, thank our sponsors, Shan Cakes, Lemonster Storage Solutions, Sasquatch Coffee, and Mariano's Restaurante. On behalf of the entire crew here and all of us.
Spoil your women this weekend.
Spoil your women. Make sure you get roses. And we'll hear you. We'll be here next week, same time, same station.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Good night, guys.
Unbelievable. I don't know why. I restarted.